Yo, hello everyone, welcome back to Dividend Investor. I'm back today with another portfolio update. It's a bit later planned than I'd originally imagined, but with what's going on at the moment, working from home, I've not had a chance to get this video done. But as you can see at the moment, the portfolio stands at £3,306.69. But before we get into the main context of the video, guys, you could please subscribe to my channel. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so all the help I could get to get there is much appreciated. Smash a like on this video. Also get in the comments, let me know what you think of the portfolio. Obviously I do love the engagement, as I always say every video. Just get in there, let me know what you think and how the stock market's doing in general. So as you can see, the last 7 days it's been pretty volatile, up and down, up and down. Highest it's been over the last week is £3,355 and the lowest around £3,200. But it currently stands at £3,306 over the last week. So now let's get into the stocks and just see how they've performed over the last week. First up we have AbbVie, who are actually up 11.40% in the last week, but down 15% overall in the month. You can see that they have clawed back a bit. Also, when all this first started, big massive dips, but now they look to be on the rise a bit, up a nice 11%. And I'm up 6% overall with AbbVie now back into the green with them after being in the red. Next up is Verizon, who are actually up just over 9.5% in the last week, which is pretty good clawback from them as well. Obviously still down in the month, 4.5%. And I'm down just under 6% as a whole on my investment with Verizon. Not too bad, all things considered at the moment, guys, is it? Not too bad at all. And then next up we have is AT&T, who've managed to claw back 7.62%. So if you notice, in the first few stocks, they're in the green in the last 7 days, which is good after all that's been going on. But I'm still down just over 6% with AT&T, as I've been in the green. If you look at the graph for the year, I was literally up all the way until just near the end of February, and that's when it started going downhill rapidly. So that's AT&T, and then the next stock we have on the list is Colgate, another one who are up 8.83% in the last week, and good. Still down in the month, but you can see that all the graphs so far have a bit of a similar lining. They have the big dips where all the economy fell, but now this is a bit of recovery. Down 8.19% of my investment as a whole with Colgate. So then next up on the list we have is Microsoft, who are up 8% in the last 7 days, and I'm up 12.77% overall with Microsoft. Microsoft are a great company. You can still see in the year graph, even with the massive dip, as you can see there, they're still up £41 or 34%. So before the you-know-what kicked in, they was up around 50 odd, maybe like just under 60%. So show the power of Microsoft. Even with the dips over the year, they're still up. The next up is Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola have been one of my best performing stocks in the year. You can see a similar graph to AT&T's. Up around 30%, the highest. But then after that, it would dip. But the last 7 days, you can see they're up 14%. And I am currently down 4.02% with Coke, but not too bad. Again, all things considering, guys, not massive losses, easily regainable in the future. And then next up we have is Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson, who are up again 11% in the last 7 days. Nice little rise for them. Still down 5% for the whole 30 days. I'm down just 0.29% with Johnson & Johnson. Reliable company. Then next up we have is Starbucks. Starbucks were up 4.5% around last month, not too bad. Still down 17% in the last 30 days. Obviously, places like Starbucks will be hit the most. Obviously, people are not leaving the houses at the moment due to the lockdowns in pretty much a lot of countries. I know America, and obviously where I live in the UK, we're all sort of on lockdown at the moment, so places like this will be getting affected. They're down 26% overall with Starbucks. Again, Starbucks had a good year. They were up around 20%, but now they're down 8.25% overall. Next is Ford. Ford, a stock who's been hit hard with all this, down 30% in the month, and just a slight raise of 1.62% in the last week. And I'm down just under 50% with Ford as a whole. Ford, another one, sort of edging whether to get rid of or not, but I'm sticking with them for now, just to see how they perform. Then next up we have Shell. Oil prices have managed to have a bit of a rise in the last week. Shell up 3.63% in the last 7 days. And I'm down 42% as a whole with Shell. The next one, another oil and gas company, which is BP, who are up 10% in the last week, and that's a good little rise from BP. Still down 16% as a whole. They were down around 40% not too long ago, 43% last week, but now managed to claw up quite a significant amount, which is good. I'm still down 30%, just under 30% with BP as a whole. Then next up we have is Pfizer. Pfizer, another good one, up 10%. You can see pretty much all my stocks are rising over the last 7 days or so, which is a good sign. And I'm down just under 10% with Pfizer as a whole. Again, nothing too terminal. Next we have is Imperial Brands, who have raised a massive, well not massive, but a good 12.37% in the last 7 days. And I'm down 24% overall my investment. Imperial Brands have not had the best year overall, you can see. They was pretty much on a downward spiral anyway, and ever since all this happened, they just obviously dipped even more. But again, could be good buying opportunities. They could be getting back up to a similar price to what they was before the dip, but only time will tell. Next we have is PepsiCo. PepsiCo are up 10% in the last 7 days. But I'm still down 12.91% overall with PepsiCo. I've only got the one share at the moment. Again, you can still see a company like PepsiCo over the last year, even with the dip, they're still in the green, but they would have been obviously a lot healthier position had all this not happened. Next up we have is Oriental Income Investment Trust, up just over 2%, nothing too major, still down a significant amount in the month. And I'm down 20% with them. Again, quite a cheap stock, so I can try and dollar cost average with these whenever I get a little spare bit of change. You've got a few shares here and there of them. Then next up we have is BA Tobacco, who are up 7.65% in the last week. Nice little raise from them there. I'm still down 8% for the two shares that I currently own of BA Tobacco. Obviously, cigarette companies aren't the most difficult to invest in, but they are quite good dividend payers. Next up, HSBC, English Bank. Banks have still been hit quite hard. They're down 11.8% this week. And I'm down 22.63%. Again, relatively cheap. Try and dollar cost average when I can with HSBC. Next up is Intel, who've done reasonably well throughout all this, only down 4% in the last 30 days and up a further 5.9% in the last week. But still, I'm up in the green, 16% with them, which is good. Getting to the end now, guys. The last few stocks is Lloyds, and obviously again, UK Bank down, been crippled this month, 30 to 35% down. Again, look at the price of the stock. They're really, really cheap. They're at the year low by an absolute country mile. So I'd say Lloyds is a really, really good chance to buy some more. Also, I've been buying quite a few more of Lloyds recently. S&P 500, a good raise, 2% raise from them in the last 7 days. And I'm down 6.65%, only on the one share. At the moment of the S&P 500, I would like to purchase more while at this price. Obviously, down a significant amount. Last three stocks, National Grid is the next one. Utilities have obviously had a nice 12.52% raise, increase in the last 7 days. And I'm up 13.84%, can't complain with that. National Grid, I'm not buying any shares of those for a while as they have been on the Steady rise over the year, still up 12% despite obviously the big dip, as you can see there on the graph. Next up is Wells Fargo. I think banking stocks have been hit in general, but in the last week they're up 3.46%. And I'm down 35.79% as a whole. I'll have the one share again of them. And then the last stock on the list is Taylor Wimpey. Up 1% in the last week, nothing too major. I'm still down 35.86%. Again, if you look at their year graph, they was up 31%. Plus how ruthless it's been recently, from 31% in the green to 33% in the red, so around about 60% drop overall. That's it for the portfolio update, guys, but I've also received a couple of dividends this week. If you go into my activity tab, you can see I received a dividend of £2.91 from Shell, which was therefore reinvested right back into BP, as obviously that's what I could afford to buy. And also the BP dividend of just under £2 a few days later. So hey guys, that is it for the portfolio updates. Let me know how your portfolios are doing. Let me know what you think of mine as well. What your best performing stock is, worst performing stocks. So I've obviously gone through my moves and falls with you. So yeah, get in the comments, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video and comment. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with it, guys. Take care. Bye.